thoughts. From Ron Powers, just out of sheer curiosity and concern. I wonder if anyone is aware or even cares about exploitative fame and the culture that it is perpetuating amongst our young females. It's as if there isn't any material that offers another path or option. Where is the promotion of skills that produce actual long-term success versus short-lived attention that usually comes with a lack of respect, pride, and ethical values? I understand that these are matters of opinion, and someone's definition of ethical values can vary. With that being said, I'm appealing to those who agree and or share these values and concerns. I can't help but to notice that the height of most aspirations do not exceed learning how to pop your ass twerk or show some form of physical aggression, better known as standing on business or doing your big one, etc. I question if this has contributed to the fact that these feel like a way to be seen or heard or have a voice as a female, or because it's packaged that way. The thing is that there are other paths, more sustainable, respectable, and or prideful paths. Paths that allow you to actually be able to realistically live with your choices and decisions in a way that doesn't lead to alienation or coping crutches. These are just some of the repercussions that I have noticed in my experience. I don't claim to have all the answers or solutions. I'm just curious and concerned if anyone else cares or notices. Is there even anyone who cares to show our females that skills like a cybersecurity programmer, a hairstylist, an auto mechanic, community activist, or even a professional digital logo creator could generate cash and fame in a safe, respectful manner? They sound like hard work, but so is monitoring fans, staying relevant, keeping up with the latest trends, trying to flex just to look the part. The only differences that matter, in my opinion, are the ones that allow one to obtain or reach their goals in a way that doesn't harm their loved ones by association. Ones that allow you to be able to hold your head high and be truly proud of your craft. I totally get that the pressure to be accepted or not to be outcast can cloud one's judgment. From very young, we are taught to look outward for approval or to adhere to norms or the status quo, when in reality, these forms of measuring one's self-worth are often fleeting and or superficial, never actually fulfilling one's needs and or desires. At its core, the battle to consume and have more is an emotional roller coaster. No? When you have so much, the knowledge of knowing there are others who have little or nothing would logically eat at anyone with a humane moral compass. Also, a certain amount of skepticism has to accompany almost every friendship, relationship, or anyone's intentions for that matter. Don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-fame or against what's considered as success. My focus is more about the paths we are taking to get there and how we're being portrayed as a whole to society. Things of that nature concern me, as it appears that morality and humanity continues to decline, while exploitation and control of our habits and desires appears to be on the rise. It's as if no one comprehends that our choices, decisions, ideals, and cultures that we either condone, ignore, and or participate in are actively shaping our children's culture and universe as a whole, not for the better, but for greed, profit, and personal agendas, packaged in a way that allows us to believe that our choices and decisions aren't influenced by several other forces and methods that are usually not of our own conscious will, but heavily influenced by data about ourselves that we willingly and unconsciously surrender. Fear, shame, guilt are all considered to be lower states of or contracted consciousness. All of these things are constantly used against us in order to influence our better judgment or reasoning. The fear of being left out or different, the shame of not being what's considered as successful, the guilt of feeling like you deserve the hardships of life as if it's not set up in a way that's rigged for most to struggle. This doesn't mean that the alternative quick way beats the rigged system. In my opinion, it means that we all have work to do. We need to be more aware of our choices, actions, and participations so that the system actually has to change. It sounds simple, and it actually is. The hard part is retraining habitual habits, actually using our ability to think critically and decide for ourselves. To truly and consciously make decisions that benefit the entirety of humanity, not a section or certain classifications. Designing government that doesn't capitalize on resources for personal gain, but to serve the whole and progress humanity to its true potential. Rethink education to produce critical thinkers, not minds that are trained to remember and repeat, instead of explore, understand, and utilize. Draw outward innate skills rather than stuff in curriculums that produce nothing more than workers or consumers. Instead of thinkers, creators, and problem solvers. Engaging spirituality as an alternative to being forced to follow beliefs, rituals, and traditions that are not of your own free will, faith, experience, and choosing, but those of another human being's experience, understanding, or interpretation. Learn to actually be present and not judge based on only our own limited experiences, views, or values. Which is why I'm always careful to state, in my opinion, because this is simply what I'm doing, expressing my opinions and beliefs. To what end, I'm not sure, but hopefully my hope, my intentions, and my actions make a difference. Reach someone, spark awareness, empower someone in need, or just serve as an entertaining read. Whatever the result, I know that for myself, this was a great exercise and helped release some of the anxiety that I feel about these topics. Thank you for your time and attention. Feel free to share.